We good
This
to put this down
man
now?
is in charge of the BTS today.
Yep.
So
Jay Gordon. I'm actually working with my hands. He's working for this clip. Oh my God. Hey,
we had to capture the one time.
The one time I'm actually doing something.
All right, we are here at Hillcrest High School. This is probably fine, right, if we use this audio? Okay, because he's talking and... Yeah. Okay, so we're filming for the Innovation Center, Alabama Community College System, because we are making a commercial just of general awareness that's going to be shown during the Super 7 state championship for football. But we want to make something in general anyway that's like a big overall, it's good for fall commercial. We have a bunch of football players coming out, and they're going to be sometimes in football, pads, and then the other times they're going to be wearing their like future career. We're going to cut back and forth. Yeah, I mean, I'm psyched. We're about to do it. It's daylight right now, but pretty soon it's going to be night, so we're going to unload and get to it. So yeah.
We pitched this concept of like a true commercial. And the concept is that our key football player is about to throw the final pass of his high school career, and he is thinking about the fact that they're all about to go off into the world and experience their careers. So the concept that we had was, what if he looks out and all of a sudden the players, they like poof, something like that. They change into some clothing that represents the careers that they're all about to go out into the world in after high school.
They were really cool, and they immediately were like, we trust you guys. You guys are super creative. So just do it, and we'll help in whatever way we can. And that's why we ended up shooting this commercial. So we went above and beyond on this one because, I mean, that's what we do. We knew how important it was for this mission of continuing, the future of the state of Alabama. So why not put more effort into it? So with that said, we've arrived at Hillcrest High School, and we are getting ready for this shoot.
Most of the filming is going to be camera is pointing that way and pointing this way.
Two famous secretive last words.
Howdy.
One, that we're not busy right now, and two, that we won't use any lighting, which means we're gonna get really busy. We're gonna use all of the lighting.
The main thing I was thinking about when going into the shoot was time constraint and scheduling and like pulling off all these different shots in a quick amount of time. We had set it up perfect, I think. When we finished one thing, we were able to like pretty much just start on the next immediately, even though we had to move cameras, move lighting, stuff like that.
We had very limited crew. There was only the four of us out there. Also, we get out on the field, and again, they're donating this, and there's stuff all over the place. There's big soccer goals, which I think Dawson thought he could move by himself.
Let's see how heavy this sucker is.
Let's see how heavy this thing is.
I can push this, yeah.
My name
right
Dawson.
You see this right here? They don't train people like me nowadays. No, sir.
Okay, yeah, he totally moved it by himself.
Sorry, he's out of breath. He's out of breath.
Hey, I said it was heavy.
But yeah, we had to get the field all set up, but also not move too much. We were then later, George is going to have to remove this stuff from the shots that we don't get out of the way. So that had a complication as well.
Seed Creative loves efficiency. And because we're limited crew and we have limited time, we're thinking we're always going to be moving in a double capacity. So we have a setup already ready for certain shots, and then we have this other setup as ready as it can be so that we can quickly just move camera. So we have a shot where we are going to duplicate a bunch of students that are on just one row of the bleachers, and we're gonna have them move up, and we're gonna We're gonna do a composition where we mask them out and we just make it layered and make it look like we have this full stadium of students that are all cheering and things like that.
So as the students are arriving, Nick and I, we walk over and we start kind of planning out the play, start kind of theory crafting what we want these players to do, what the quarterback's going to do, pretty much what every position on the field is going to do. We start theory crafting to make sure it's all just, when they show up, it's good to go. We call a play and they can do it.
Maybe he could look over and he does the clap. He looks over at the wide receiver that he's going to do. and just do like a slight shift, and he'll take like 3 or 4 steps to the right and then go. And I want him to run like a curve route.
Yeah, you can just, I mean, it could be like a tight shot, like head, like a nod at the
Basically what I'm saying is I want you to help me position everybody else.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. I think we have the defense in zone.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would look better then. Or man, or do you think we need to do
No, man.
You think man?
Man looks better on film.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has to be the same every time we do it. So the first time we set it.
No, you just put him on a post route. He does the same thing every time. Okay.
We talked through what the play should be, so we have a plan when they come out here, but we might need a couple pylons if they have them. There are many keys to making this crowd shot work that George is primarily working on. First of all, the camera can't move. Second of all, the lighting is super important. And third of all, it has to work with what we haven't shot yet at this point, which is they need to look, they need to watch the football go across the screen, and then celebrate, and it all needs to time out right, and everybody needs to do it. And by the way, it also is gonna need to work and sync up with the other times that we've moved them. So like, they can't be celebrating and then look every time. And that sounds so simple, but if you don't think about that, the shot's not gonna work. So that's the key.
In a second, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and a pass is thrown. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, there's a pass. Look, look, look. All right, 3, 2, 1, cheer. All right, cut. Incredible job. All right, so we're looking out. We're just kind of chilling. We're watching. We're talking about it. There's going to be a pass. 3, 2, 1. There's the pass. Oh, look, look, look. 3, 2, 1. Cheer. Whoa! Other side of the rail, so keep going. All right, right there, right there. Yeah, so y'all fill in that area on this side of the rail. So now that we're done filming with the crowd, we're able to release them. We have to immediately go over and start working with the football players because we want to be respectful of their time. We want to get them in and out as efficiently as possible. So continuity obviously is important. This is a 30-second commercial, so it moves quickly. In filmmaking, continuity, you know, people are going to notice that stuff. There's all kinds of things that people notice about old movies and even movies today. And so we had to make sure that our play is being run as close to the same every single take as possible. Now, it's never going to be perfect, and we had to do it the same way whenever we put them in their career clothing. So we're running this play, football, then we had to have them go and change and then do the exact same play, same spots, everything, same sliding move, all of that, and then catch and receive that ball in the same spot, which that was tricky, but I'm really, really happy at how it ends up turning out. Action. Hey, green. All good?
Can I do motion or no? Can I push forward?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. Action.
Green.
Action.
Green.
Yeah, we can.
Dawson, at the end of the shot, when they catch it, everybody's gonna run towards the end zone. So including the cheerleaders. So they need to like freak out and then start running.
Okay, you want like
That
2 seconds to freak out, then start running?
Yeah, I will. Say that again?
You want like 2 seconds to freak out, then start running?
Yes.
So when we were writing this, we immediately noticed that there's a lack of gender diversity in this video. Obviously, everyone is important to the workforce. And so we were like, well, we know that Hillcrest has no female football players, but we do have females in the stands. We have females in the cheerleading squad. And so we decided, hey, this would be a great opportunity for that quarterback is able to look over and acknowledge that he has the cheerleaders on his team as well. They're all on the same team. And so they also, you know, they're cheering and then they are in their new clothes and things like that. They're able to celebrate at the end, but we care, you know, we want it to feel like they are all cheering on the ACCS Innovation Center. We're moving super fast. This is where experience plays a huge role with us and what we're doing, because some of these takes, we only got like 2 or 3 takes, and that was it because we had to keep moving.
When we let them change clothes, I wasn't too worried that we didn't have enough of what we needed. We didn't even need multiple takes of the same thing over and over again. I felt like what we had is like what's gonna knock it out of the park.
So now we're sending the players off to change into their career clothes. We're done with them in pads, and we're gonna have to shoot everything that we just shot all over again.
There's a little bit of a break. So what do we do at Seed Creative? We take full advantage of that break by acting like morons. I'm not gonna throw my shoulder out, Nick.
Oh God, oh God.
I mean,
all right, you ready?
Missile.
not bad.
Give me your hype tape. You're the kicker. Come on.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
What a terrible punch.
Yeah!
Dude, I cut the ball in the frame.
I'm gonna go home. Oh, dude, that was great.
Actually, first try.
It was still not wonderful, but better.
Hit me.
Oh
my.
actually,
A dodge. It was a
actually.
dodge. I wasn't prepared for that distance. See? Not just me.
I run like a moron. I'm throwing the ball as hard as I can. I'm kicking the ball. I was very sore the next day, but you know what? It was worth it. It was worth the soreness because we got to have that bonding experience. Nick asks who had the best throw and kick. He doesn't have to ask that question. You already know who did. This guy.
The best kicker or thrower out of all of us, I would have to say the best kicker will probably be Dawson, and the best thrower will be George. I know you would expect me, right? No. I only threw 2 yards, only kicked 1. So, you know, hey, I edit for a living. It is what it is.
Probably my favorite thing about Seed Creative is the camaraderie here, and how it's not just like a team, but like a family, and also just like a bunch of kids running around with cameras. We all just have a great time no matter what we do. And of course we can get serious and focus and lock in and really, you know, do our job. But there's also the fun times of Seed Creative, and that's what I really love.
Unfortunately, all fun things have to come to an end, and we had to get back to work and also make sure no one saw us screwing around. So we had to stop early enough for that and get right back into it because, of course, we were already prepped before we started messing around. So right back into it. I think everybody else, when we were talking about this concept, had this feeling of like, wait, you're going to have them run plays in it? And I kept saying, nah, we're fine. We're fine. It'll be totally fine. And all the guys were like, no, like, this is going to be weird. And once we got out there, I was like, yeah, this is weird. Like a little bit. It looks weird in real life. But on camera, it totally works. And once again, you just got to have the confidence of like, we got it. So we could not let the players tell, yeah, this is weird, but it's going to be okay. So we wanted them to feel totally fine, and we just acted like it was totally normal, and it was.
Yep, go. All right, where are you? All right, right there. All right, so about right here, is this where you'd probably throw it when he's running? 3, 2, 1, action! Celebrate, come celebrate!
All right, we're wrapped. I think it went really well. We had to kind of speed up a little bit to get everything done, but it's only a 30-second commercial, so we're always overshooting. So I'm sure we have plenty, and it looked really cool. I don't think it was as weird as maybe we had worried about players playing football in what was essentially construction attire, but I think it went really well. And now we're gonna go over to the edit, which is gonna be pretty complex because George's got to turn this into an Innovation Center Stadium, not Hillcrest High School. So over to the edit.
Post-production on this video clearly took longer than actually filming it. Ended up having to use M-Tracker Surface to remove some logos on the football jerseys as well. So a lot of post-production, a lot of reliance on motion VFX, to be honest with you. And so I'm really grateful that those tools exist, because it would have been a lot longer process to do this and have to go out of Final Cut, back into Final Cut, just for the composition. So what's awesome is, now that they saw the video, they absolutely love it. They say, oh, now I understand the vision. That's fantastic. Will you do another one? So of course we will. You know, they're one of our favorite clients to work with. They are fantastic. And so now we get to do one for basketball. We haven't even shot it yet. So I hope it goes well. I'm sure it will. But without further ado, here's the football commercial.
When I look out on this field, I see more than teammates and peers. I see people who found their play by taking a Skills for Success course through their local community college. They called their shot and changed the game. Find your play. Get started with Skills for Success and win where it matters most with rapid training courses in Alabama's most in-demand industries. Get started today at trainforalabama.com.